Hopefully the noise here doesn't.
I hope so too. This is kind of new for me too, so hopefully that works all right. Right?
No problem at all. So there are two problems we have here in Utah right now that I can see. The one is we've got plenty of entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs aren't holding it through. We have no Google or Microsoft or Facebook where the entrepreneur takes it through and holds it through, doesn't sell out in the end. They take it all the way public and keep that big presence. And that's why Silicon Valley has such a great advantage is people there are doing it for a cause, and they're doing it for a reason rather than selling out for the money. And a lot of people in Utah do that, partly because we have families and we want to sell, we need to get that money to support our families. But we also, a lot of us just get tired and we want to get back and spend time with our families as a result. So there's that side of it. And the other side of it is promotion. We don't have a lot of tech bloggers in Utah. We got a few, but not a whole lot that have an audience outside of Utah. A very tight niche audience, and people outside of Utah aren't fully listening to us. We need more tech bloggers that are targeting audiences outside of Utah and trying to build audiences on a more general basis to highlight the companies within Utah. And once we got that, then we'll have the attention we need to be able to get people paying attention to Utah. And then you're resolving the things that things like TechCrunch and Mashable and VentureBeat, all those Silicon Valley blogs are all based in Silicon Valley. New York has a few too, and that's why New York is such a hot tech hub too. So we got to get, I think, those two things taken care of.
Are there some tech blogs and stuff that you've fallen out that you kind of sees up and coming?
Well, I've got one.
Yeah, one.
And my goal eventually with mine is I have less and less time lately, but I like highlighting Utah companies, and I'll always write about them. Either that, or I'll point other bloggers towards the Utah companies that I think can get a good audience on that. So I've got mine. There are a few others. Matt Asay, ASAY. He blogs for several. He blogs. He used to blog for CNET. I think he does some blogging on GigaOM now, and a few other blogs as well. And he highlights more of the open source side of things, less general entrepreneurship, but he does cover some startups. I know if people go to him with their business, if it's an interesting story, he'll write about it. There are a few other local ones. Tom Allen has a pretty good blog, and I'd love to see him start taking that bigger. I think that would be really good. Paul Allen, founder of Ancestry.com, he's one of the bigger ones, but I don't think his audience is very much outside of Utah. I think his audience really targets
sort of like an Ancestry
Utah.
Type of feel.
Yeah, his blog really targets a Utah audience. I'd love to see him branch out and blog more frequently too. He doesn't blog that often. So Janet Feeler, newspaper girl. She's got a decent blog. Hers targets more of a marketing audience, but Jason Alba has a decent blog. He targets more of an employment audience. We don't really there's not a whole lot targeting the startup scene and targeting startups in Utah. And I'd love to see more bloggers finding the startups and writing about startups rather than their own niche areas. I think that's what Utah really needs. We need people talking about these startups inside Utah. People shouldn't have to go to TechCrunch to do it. They should be able to come to a local Utah blogger and get featured. So
cool. So have you kind of been an entrepreneur your whole life, or how did you get into the social media space? How did you?
I've always had a bit of entrepreneur blood in me. I was always the lemonade stand on the street. In high school, I would get artists in my high school to give me their drawings for free, and I'd create T-shirts out of those and sell the T-shirts for a profit.
Did you get a cut of that?
No, they didn't. They didn't ask for it. So, I had another business where I'd go to Sam's Club and I'd buy the bulk candy and I'd sell them for a ton more than I bought the candy for, and that was really popular too. And then once I graduated from high school, I was always I was the idea guy, and I was always coming up with new ideas of things I always wanted to start. And then I never had the guts to go out and quit my job and do it though. It wasn't until I think we're approaching 4 years now. About 4 years ago, I've been working full-time places. I was on the founding team of FreeServers.com. My uncle started it. I worked for OneGreatFamily.com. I worked for Media General out east, and I also worked for a company called CWDKids.com.